Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we're back with another exciting episode of Panzer Rust-Off. Alright, now, last time we learned ourselves a couple of very important lessons. Life lessons, really. First off, we want to make sure we get some land forces on this, aerial invasion of England. And, I think what we're going to want to do also is focus in a bit more on fighter coverage than a lot of bombers. If you take a look initially, we've got quite a few bombers. Like we got, some strategic bombers down here. We got some more Stukas and some more strategic bombers over here. We got some more strategic bombers. Like we got bombers out the wazoo. I don't necessarily think that we need to go slapping in too many Stukas. Maybe some more strategic bombers. But those strategic bombers prove to be pretty good for everything. They're pretty good on ships. They're pretty good on ground units. So, that's pretty good. Understatement of the century. Regardless, let's get our fighter aircraft up. So we are going to do 2 there. I think 2 up here might be good. What else? Let's get our bombers. We'll go for the Ju-88s. Why not? I guess really we should put all our planes out. It's not like we're not going to use them. So let's go ahead and do that. And then, I don't know why it keeps jumping up like that, but let's also spend some of our renown on getting this Stuka built back up. And we'll stick them there. Now I'm thinking I would almost like a few more fighters than that. But I also want to make sure we get our asses covered from the resistance. So, first and foremost, I'm going to want... And I'm not really that concerned too much about enemy aircraft, although having some anti-aircraft set up around this area, probably not a bad idea. Let's get some... I don't even know why we would deploy that. That thing looks ancient. Let's get some armor, because I don't think the French resistance is going to have much in the way of anti-armor anything, really. So what else can we do? We could probably make use of these artillery pieces. I mean, we can make use of this artillery piece over here just for shits and giggles. And then maybe... I don't think we need one over here. What we will do is we will put down a light tank there, and then coming through, we'll just, get some infantry in. Get the south protected nicely like that. We'll take these guys. We will boost their losses. Go ahead, put them in like that. What else? Replace your losses. Put you in there. And then we'll get some more infantry up here. There we go. These mountain troops, they're ready to go. These grenadiers, they're ready to go. We got what? 6 more units to deploy. I don't think that's enough troop-wise, so let's deploy you and deploy you. And I think that should be enough troop-wise. We've got 5 units left to place. I really do think getting some more fighters would be a good idea. I want to put some more down in the south if I've got the space to. Really? Not even up around that airfield? Come on. Okay. Well then, we will plop one down there. And we will... I don't know, plop one up in here, I guess. And... I think that should be enough. Mainly because I don't want to spend too much more. So in that case, let's put down 3 more tanks, right? 1, 2, 3. All right, French resistance. Let's see you come at me now, jerks. Let's get this on the let's get this on the go. Now, the objectives again: clear all the ships out of Area A. Clear all the airfields out of Area B. And dominate the skies above the channel. And I guess Area B as well. So we know from experience that taking out the airfields is actually pretty easy. So we're not going to be too concerned about that. Right now, I want to focus in on beating down the Royal Navy. Because I think that should be taking the main focus of the first few turns of this campaign anyway. So anyway, let's start with a nice old-fashioned artillery barrage on some... Really? You've got no shot? Come on, that sucks. Okay, well, I mean, we said hi. I think what I'm also going to want to do is instead of taking this fleet and driving it south, I'm going to want to clear this area first. So let's get our submarines moving as sort of the scouts of the fleet. We can move our destroyers up as sort of a screen. And then we got our heavy cruisers who can't really do much at the moment. But that will change. So there, that's a good start. What else? We can move these Schnellboats up, I suppose. These guys aren't really effective at much, but they do make, I guess, decent scouts? Decent enough scouts. For our purposes, anyway. Well, I'm thinking about this. Let's get these submarines on the move, because it is going to take them a while to move. We'll try and be sneaky with that guy. That's about it, isn't it? There's not much in the way of naval assets. Okay. Yay. Let's take our first fighter squadron and send them... Well, hold on now. Because how far can you guys fly? Close enough. Alright. Send you up. What do you see? You see some destroyers. So, first plane, not a ship. First target. Destroyers. We picked up no other ships, which is fine. So let's go ahead and keep you guys nice and close to that fighter. Now, there's not enough fighters there to provide coverage for everyone. This I realize. Perfect. But alright, we should have... Oh, we don't. We don't have enough range. And these Stukas... So now, I like this Stuka, but that's just personally. It's not a great aircraft. And particularly when we're going to be sending them out in potential areas where the RAF can provide some ground, or some fighter cover. It's probably not a good idea to be throwing Stukas around there. So if we just keep the Stukas kind of as like that move that was just a total waste of a move, I admit it was a waste of a move, and, you know, for that I'm sorry. I let people down. It won't happen again. But yeah, you can't really... You don't really want to leave these guys uncovered. So that's the plan there. I don't think there's ever any problems with the French resistance coming over here. But if you press the F8 key, you can bring up the selection of all of your forces that you already own and can plop them down wherever and whenever you can. So I think we'll be pretty good. What I might do is just move this tank up closer to here in case that's where enemy units spawn. French resistance. I want to make sure we jump on those guys right away. The last thing we want is for the British to be getting opportunities to use air bases on France. That would not be good. Let's start bombing down these guys. And you can see what I mean about using these strategic bombers to go after naval ships. It's something I should have been doing, but wasn't. And, you know, like I say, lesson learned. I would have assumed Stukas would have been better. Boy, was I wrong. What are those? Those are a bunch of 110s. Those are Stukas, so I don't really want to use them yet. I would like to get another strategic bomber over there. And then I would like to get another escort up there. Then what do we got? A bunch of, like, the 110s aren't the world's greatest naval strike craft by any stretch of the imagination. But they can still do damage. And alright, let's send a Stuka up that way with an escort. Let's see. At this stage, I would like to keep some forces as sort of a reaction force. So I think keeping these 4 units down here, and then maybe even these 3? Because we can't, well, no, we can't utilize them against the ships yet, but we will be able to soon. So let's get them into a position where we'll be able to do that. And then these guys down here, I guess we could double up the escort there. Although really what we could just do is something like this, right? I don't necessarily want to get too close to that anti-aircraft gun. But I think that's it. Almost it. Let's see what kind of damage we can do to that destroyer. Sadly, not much. But that's okay. What else we got? Yeah, I don't really need to worry about moving that artillery. And I think we'll be safe to hit next turn. So that's okay. Yes, that's all I care about, submarines, is that you guys do some damage back. Schnellboats, you guys are pretty much useless. But I think in this case, good evade. Throwing out the bombers already, are you, England? Woo! We took some serious damage there. Why didn't you count as the escort there, considering you're at full strength? I had a feeling that was probably a little too close. Hi, French resistance! Hi! You bastards! Bet you didn't expect to see so many German military units in occupied countries, did you? Or occupied France. Look at that! Oh. This is a much different experience than last time. I can tell you that much for a fact. Hello. Let's just drive you guys down here. And just make these jerks realize that they should submit. Really. The war's over. The Germans won. Just go home to your families and quit pestering me, because it's really annoying. All right. Right. So we've got basically the main capital ships of the Royal Navy up here. We've got a royal clusterfuck over here, where there are far many more Hurricane squadrons than I thought they would have been throwing at us right away. So what I'm going to do is pull back my damaged bombers, which, blowing my mind, what are we on, turn 2? And already you guys are hitting a fuel limit? Like, is this just you don't have enough fuel to make it to England? In which case, because that's kind of what it's looking like, 24 out of 35, I think we might have to upgrade the Dornier 17Z to something that's actually worthwhile. Because if that puppy can't make it, what's even the point, right? Now, let's see. When it comes to targets for these guys, let's take you over here. Okay. What are you? You're a 110? Man, what? How on earth does a swordfish outperform a 110C heavy fighter? That doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, let's get you over here. And let's get you over there. And now let's focus. We got, what, 3 units of 109s? So what we'll do is we'll put one here. We'll put one here. And we'll put one here. Oh! Wow. I was expecting a bit more of a fight there. Alright, well then we'll do that too. A little bit of damage, but that's okay. And then we'll take you. I don't think that would be necessarily a good idea. I still can't believe that. Like, and the only 1 damage in return, well, they've only got 1, and yeah, that's confusing to me. Doesn't really matter, we're gonna pull these guys back as sort of bomber escorts, which is really the role the 10 or the 110s sort of started to fill up as the war went on, seeing as how the idea of a heavy fighter was kind of not really a useful idea. I hate to say not really a useful idea like that, but there were many units for, or many uses for a twin-engine bomber-type craft. It's just, you know, dogfighting and being a quote-unquote heavy fighter was never really one of them. Alright, that's that sector secured. We're doing pretty okay so far against the Royal Navy. Kind of. Okay, let's go back up to the north and figure out what we're going to do here. I think that's the best bet. Really, if we can sneak into big ships with submarines, well, that's really the way to do it. And no fighters up in the north here, which is fine. I'm not complaining about the lack of enemy fighters. Hold on, let's try and work this down appropriately. I don't see why we don't do that. And then we can kind of focus on that guy, who does return fire, but not really all that effectively. And then really, Astuka should be able to finish that, all things considered. We can probably bring our fighter down here, although those guys are going to move. Well, maybe not. We're going to use these bombers to knock out these ships, so it wouldn't be a bad idea. Now, we're going to leave these guys just covering, just for now. I'm a little nervous about leaving ships like that just not protected by anything. I don't want my Stukas to die just yet. And then we might as well strafe down the aircraft carrier, even though of all the ships out here, and the aircraft carrier is really the least of any that are a threat. That's okay. Yeah, let's get these destroyers taken care of first. And then, yeah, most of their fighters came over here. At least that's what it feels like. Although I guess, yeah, we do have some fighters up here too, don't we? And one of our 109s is very, very damaged. Let's send you home. Oh, right. Right. Okay. We won't worry about those bombers just yet. But let's just focus fire down on one of these squadrons. And then, no, you can stay there. What I might do with these 110s, though, is use these guys against the bombers. Which should, you would think, be a good use of these rather large fighter aircraft. Apparently not. Yeah, I guess we should probably attempt to sink that ship. And that one. And sure, why not? We'll spread it around. Oh, wow. Okay, so if we move you, you're both in range. Are we gonna get that lucky there? No, we're not. So let's just put you on a half track and get you as close as we possibly can. That's all fine and dandy. All of you guys have shot. We can't really... oh, look at that. Peace out, French resistance. And we'll just make sure to keep that somewhat protected. The resistance is going to pop up anytime they want, really. Alright. We got 2 escorts, which could probably move. So do we want to go for that? I think we'd rather go for that guy. Let's see. That guy is almost dead. I'd rather stay away from the anti-aircraft fire. So let's send these 2 guys down here. And I am a little confused about the differences in the damage model. Is it just because this guy is a rank, like, 13 that he took down so much? That's gotta be it. Right, what else do we need? What else do we want? We're not moving you guys. Don't need to move you. Don't need to move you. Who's that selected? You! Okay, well yeah, we should get you guys moved in closer. Right? So that we can at least press forward. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'm pleased with what's going on in the north there. And I think that's it. That should be fine next turn. Ooh, that was a big hit. Haha! Deal with it. Damn. Well, that's okay. We got 2 submarines going up against some destroyers. So we should be able to clear both the destroyers down, right? That seems relatively simple enough. Oh! Wow! There the RAF goes running back like a bunch of pansies. Let's start in the... Actually, no, let's start in the south. While I can think about this, and while I don't forget about these guys. Because what I want to do is focus in. And so now we've got 2 submarines against a destroyer and another submarine. We'll make sure they don't know where we are. Ooh, spooky. It's not spooky in the slightest. Okay, we need to move you down here, and you need to move as well down there. We should probably move you out of the way just in case that becomes a thing. Now we know that there's some more ships over here that we might just want to start damaging. And again, these Stukas aren't the world's greatest. But at least they're doing some damage. They're not going to be too pestered. And, well, actually, we should just start, yeah. The fuel on these things, the 17Zs are not, they're not good aircraft. Okay, well, we can get a single bombing run in on that guy. We're gonna want to pull these guys back as well. Hold on, though. Let's get you up over here. They got quite a collection of ships over here that I wouldn't mind bombing the crap out of. And then we can also work on these escorts. Holy crap! Do they ever have a lot of ships over here? Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's just get this guy encircled. well, not encircled, but, you know, ready to die. And then we don't have to worry about fighter contacts over that area, which is just super great. That's pretty much the end of that. We don't have any resistance forces down here yet, which is great. Can we even use, like, do these need to be on the coast? Is that why? Because it seems like if these 15 centimeter guns can hit all the way out to here, these 15 centimeter guns should have no problem hitting at least to there. So it's got to be that you got to be on the coast. I guess that makes sense too. Coastal artillery for anti-ship services, that does make sense. Okay. Can we get these guys closer? Because I think leaving those up like that is just going to make this whole Dover situation a heck of a lot easier. Speaking of, that just makes that easier. You've got replaces to, or losses to replace, so we will do that. Even though that is incredibly expensive. At this stage, it's worth it to keep your fighters doing fightery things. Okay, let's now shift focus over to the swordfish, which was incredibly easy to take down. Now let's focus our bombers and all those fun things up in the north. So we'll take our 109s. And we should have some additional 109s within range here. So we can pull you guys up. Help out a little bit. At like emphasis on a little bit there. And then we'll pull you guys back to provide a little bit of escorting. Now, let's use our ships. Focus your fire. Which will now open that submarine up. And that submarine up. And then... okay. So then we'll take... well, I'd like this destroyer to die. And I would like to do some damage to these bigger ships. Honestly, I would like to do some damage to the bombers. Because those guys are just annoying. And we can shift that focus because we have strategic bombers here who can now carpet bomb aircraft carriers. And what do we got? A heavy cruiser or a battle? I think we'll go for a battleship over a heavy cruiser any day of the week. And then we've got our Stuka here, who can come along and do a little bit of a dive bomb on the heavy cruisers. Alright, and you've got guns to fire. So how about you come down here and you fire them at the aircraft carrier. There we go, a Schnellboot just sunk an aircraft carrier. Granted, with assistance, but, you know. That's fine. Perfect. So the northern sweep down is looking fairly successful. What to do here? Take one of you. Nothing? Come on. Boo. And we'll take you over here because, let's face it, your damage is becoming stressful. Okay. nothing much going on there. And then these guys. These Dornier 17Zs. I'm going to end the episode, but first what I want to do is take a look at these. 35. Like, just look at the difference in fuel range. These 17Zs are useless. And I think switching them out to the JU-88As would be the best course of action. Best range, best payloads. I think that's going to be, although because the 111H2s, they're not bad. But the 88As are the best bet. So I think that's what we're going to swap out. Maybe not the existing 111H2s, but certainly the existing 17Zs need to get replaced. Because they're just a range of 35 for a strategic bomber is less than a 109. That is... Who okayed the design of that aircraft? That was like, we've got these strategic bombers, generally a long-range ordeal. Yes. What's the range of this aircraft? Less than a fighter aircraft. Should be fine for strategic bombing, right? That's ridiculous, Germany. And you should know better. Anyway, I'm going to leave the episode here for today, but I have a feeling, yes, we're only on turn 3, but things are taking a turn in the right direction. So, thumbs up if you have enjoyed this episode. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.